Craig Kilborn's here, everybody. Yeah. Good to see you again.
Thank you, sir. It's good to be home. It's good to be home.
Should we say that since you're doing something with ESPN, a 30 for 30 podcast?
It's all about giving back. Giving back to the young people.
It's like you got a podcast?
There's guys from Boston. I call them young people. They're in their 40s. And Rich
Levine and Nick Altshuler?
Yeah, Altshuler.
Okay.
Very nice.
Look at you.
I had to rehearse that. Just like in the 70s when I had to say, on Cornway, I had to rehearse Nick Altshuler.
Yes.
Altshuler. And Rich Levine approached me and said, would you do this? And I would like to give back to the young people. It's a very interesting story. It's a mysterious ending that I can't get into. I'm only in episode 1. You only hear me once. Then it's a lot of voiceover that I did for this guy, Martin Manley, who only listened to James Taylor, very eccentric character.
Yes, sir.
Only drank Pepsi. At the end of his life, the last few years, wore a fedora. Guy from Kansas, but he loved the NBA. Mm-hmm. And I had never heard of him until this.
And you love the NBA too.
Yeah.
So so he was the guy. Craig Kilborn here, by the way, on the Rich Eisen Show. The Chasing Basketball Heaven is a new 30 for 30 podcast premiering next week on Tuesday, July 22nd. And he was all like, what did he do, Martin Manley? He came up with this concept of shooting threes instead of jumpers?
He just said how important the three-pointer is, and he wrote a book called Basketball Heaven. And there's a clip of him on YouTube being interviewed on Turner Sports by Fred Hickman. And because he was viewed as kind of an expert on the NBA. You know how some guys go a little deeper with the stats, and that's what he did early on.
Right, okay. Yeah. And so you play him on the pod or whenever he's okay. So
slight Kansas twang. I grew up. I was born in Kansas, but I grew up in Minnesota. But we visit our cousins, and they had a little bit of a twang, and Martin had a little bit.
So you did voice work for this, Craig? Did you do voice work?
I just did what I was told. Team player
for ESPN.
Yes.
How about that?
Yeah.
When was the last thing you did for ESPN? Before this?
I took something from the vending machine. No, I don't know.
Was it 1996? Is that the last time you did something for ESPN?
Yeah.
Look at that.
They had. Remember those This Is SportsCenter campaign?
Of course.
There was this one "Don't Walk" one.
Craig, I was legitimately about to bring this up.
Oh yeah.
Because the first day of work.
Yeah.
I show up from Redding, California.
Yeah.
My first day on the job.
Yeah.
Getting in there, my head's on a swivel. I'm like, I cannot believe that I have won the lottery, basically, for sports broadcasting. And I've been hired from Redding, California, and I'm going to be a SportsCenter anchor. I walk into the newsroom, and you are walking through with the rest of the camera crew shooting the Don't Walk commercial, which was based on what, like Hands Across America or something like that? We Are the World?
My buddy Hank Perlman at the time worked for Wyden and Kennedy, the ad agency. Now he has his own commercial. He's a commercial director. He has his own company called Hungry Man.
Yes.
But he got Alan Brose. I don't remember that name.
Of course, I remember Alan.
I left to go to The Daily Show, and they had to cut me out of Don't Walk, the campaign. And they were like, come on, man. And I was like, just keep me in then. If it's not such a hassle, keep me in. But they cut me out of Don't Walk. But that's funny. That was your first day.
It was my first day on the job, and I'm like, what the hell is happening here?
That's funny.
So, so you got cut out of it because you walked.
Yeah.
Right? See?
Well, I like to keep my pivot foot as much as possible, but quick first. You get a haircut and short haircut, and you feel a step quicker. Like quick first step, like Stockton used to drive on Michael Jordan. I just feel great after a haircut. By the way, can I tell you something?
Yes.
This is for the guys here. You guys like a good Rich Eisen story?
Oh, of course. Boy. I have no idea where this is going.
I am such a Rich Eisen fan. Like if I go through my closet to get rid of clothes, I have some vests. I say, these are nice vests. I'm going to give these to Rich. I'll give my old tube socks to Carl Ravitch. But the vests, I'm going to give to Rich. So I'm going to play for you my outgoing message. This is when people call me.
Okay.
I think it's your best work. Okay. Now, I used to have Dave Zinkoff on my voice.
The Philadelphia 76ers.
Forward, whirling dervish. But anyway, so I have Rich on my outgoing message when you call. So if Rayos from Hollywood calls and they say, Mr. Kilborn, did you want to leave a 35% tip? And I say, yes, that's fine. So I think this is your best work. I don't know if you'll be able to hear
No, you
it.
can just play it up to the microphone.
You'll hear it.
You'll hear it.
Wait a second. Let me go back here.
Okay. Here we go. I had no idea I was
It's
such
not
a
working.
position
That's
of honor
okay.
on your phone.
It's not playing there. I go to this other place.
Please leave a message at the beep.
Okay, what a production value. Rich, it's 6. I was actually up in Carmel hanging out. It was 6:30 or 8:30. You're doing the game in London, and do we love saying Van Ginkel?
By the way, I always think of Ray Finkel, laces out Ray Finkel from Ace Ventura.
Right.
And with his hair, he's the king of the pick sixes.
Yeah.
I'm glad I nailed the call at least on that one.
Van Ginkel picks off Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
I mean, Van Ginkel's pretty special. He's cat quick coming off the line. And so there's the outgoing message. It's either really that I really do that, or it's just for this show, the production, whatever you guys want.
We're going to believe that you really do.
Whichever's a better story, I'll take it. Well, I'm honored, Craig. Thank you for that.
You do a great job. Do you enjoy doing those games?
I do love doing those games.
You going over there again?
It's not yet announced, but I'm doing 2 of them.
Oh, cool.
In London.
The Vikes are playing back-to-back games.
They are the first team in the history of the National Football League to be playing back-to-back weeks in Europe in 2 separate countries. That's never happened. Yeah. They're going from Ireland, and then they're going to the UK. They're playing the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers, so Van Ginkel can get him again.
Yes.
And then after that, they head to London and take on the Browns. So that's that right there.
It's so interesting because I really believe we love KOC. He's awesome. He's 0-2 in the playoffs, but we love him.
Yeah.
Great coach. Love Brian Flores. And we seem to be kind of stacked. We went out and got a really good offensive line. We spent some money.
Yeah.
And I come to you, Rich, and I just say a lot of pressure on JJ McCarthy.
Oh, yes. I love him. You're going to love him. He's going to be great. I truly believe it. I know he's got a lot placed on him. I totally get it. But he's somebody who is ready for the challenge. And he's really a mindful kid. And I think he's going to be that person who's an excellent avatar for what Kevin O'Connell wants to do.
He is a deep, I don't know if he's a deep thinker, but he quotes a lot of famous philosophers.
Yes.
And my advice to him is you better start quoting Larry Bird if you want to take it to the next level. You go up to Patrick Mahomes and you just say, you're playing for second place, man. I need Larry Legend in there because he's doing a lot of these Socrates and all this stuff.
Right.
But we're excited. I don't know.
So are you saying JJ McCarthy would be upset if a white is pass rushing him? Because didn't he famously
what a great reference.
Did you like
Rich.
that one? Larry Legend always was like, "You're putting the white guy on me."
There's only one Larry.
There's only one
Do you
Larry
know that
Legend.
Someone said, Rick Riley once said it, and I think Costa said it, and all that. But you take Michael Jordan, the greatest player of all time.
Yes.
Larry's a better shooter, passer, and rebounder. If you break that down, because Larry was a pure shooter. Shot a higher percentage from the free throw line. Yeah. Unbelievable passer, better rebounder. Obviously, Jordan's the best. But I don't know if you can name a player who's better than Larry in those 3 categories.
Did you ever meet him? You ever meet Larry?
I did meet him once.
When was that?
That was out at the Smokehouse in Burbank.
Wow, good place.
Another friend of mine, Stacy Wall, was shooting a commercial for Budweiser.
Yeah.
And they said, Larry... The dialogue's these 2 guys noticing Larry Bird. Larry's sitting in a booth, and he just needs to talk with someone, and I want him to have fun. So just chat with him, and we won't hear the audio.
Yeah.
I asked him every question I've ever wanted to ask him.
Yeah.
Like, did he bent his finger, and he broke it playing softball at Indiana State right before the NBA draft. His pointer finger here, and his friends in college said, "Oh, he shot well in the NBA, but you should have seen him at Indiana State. He never missed because it didn't heal properly and it's bent." And I asked him about that.
Yeah.
I asked him about shooting left-handed against Portland because he said, "I'm just going to play left." And he said, "I saved my right hand for the Lakers." He has a bunch of lines. Larry's
wasn't that a bet? Didn't you bet? Was that Shaughnessy he bet? Like I can, or was that? why am I? Was it Ryan?
No,
was it Bob Ryan told
or
him
Will
that,
McDonough, maybe?
Bob Ryan told a story that he made a bet with a reporter that he would shoot only left-handed against a certain team or something like that. That's the legend.
Yeah, and they tell the story, and it was up at Portland because they had finished their road trip, the West Coast road trip. This was the last game.
Right.
And when Bill Walton tells the story, he goes, "Poor Jerome Kersey." You know, he was scoring like through 3 quarters. He had 27 points left-handed.
Craig Kilborn here on the Rich Eisen Show. We're just chasing basketball heaven right now. That's all we're doing.
Look at us.
It's a new for 30 podcast that premieres next week on Tuesday, July 22nd. I just love that you mentioned Hank Perlman's name and Alan Brose. Well, those were 2 of the individuals who are behind that This Is SportsCenter campaign. And I just remember, again, when I went there and those guys would show up and it was time to shoot SportsCenter commercials, they would have this book of all the, 10, 12 spots that they were going to shoot.
Yeah.
And they would always hold it like right to their vest, like it's a poker hand. Like they didn't want anybody to see what was going on because it was always a question for us SportsCenter anchors. Like, are we going to be in these?
Yeah.
And which one am I going to be in? And is it a speaking role?
Yes.
Or am I just background with the Philly fanatic?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we all wanted to be in as many of them as possible, right? But I always thought to myself, you never had to worry about that. You knew you were going to be in a bunch of them.
Well, the guy,
right?
Hank Perlman, is still a friend of mine. But I didn't know. He was at the ad agency, White and Kennedy, in Portland. And, he lives in New York now. He loves New York.
Right.
But he moved out to Portland. And he wanted me to do I met him. He came to town. He goes, he wanted me to do the voiceover for ESPN hockey promos.
Uh-huh.
And I said, well, I'm not the hockey guy. He goes, I don't care. I want you to do them. Mm-hmm. So we became friends.
Right.
And we have fun arguments. And he's kind of silly. Like he'll argue about, he thinks Paul McCartney's the 4th most talented Beatle because he doesn't like Paul McCartney and he makes himself look bad. He's kind of a malcontent sometimes, but he's very funny, very talented.
Which commercial are you most proud of that you were in? Which one did you like? What is Craig Kilborn's #1 SportsCenter commercial?
He was reminding me the other day, Hank, because I put up one on my iconic Instagram, Mr. Craig Kilborn. I put up the one where you heard Charlie Steiner and Bob Lee on the phone doing some very intense stories, breaking some intense stories. And I interrupt. I say, excuse me, you guys prefer hurt me or spank me? And Charlie goes, spank me. And Bob goes, spank me. So that was one I put up. But Hank liked one where I was talking to somebody in a soft tone saying, how old are you? Do you need tickets? I'll give you a tour. I was talking to some young co-ed, and he liked that one a lot. I like the Glenn Jacobs one.
Where Glenn Jacobs, who was a production assistant at the time.
Yeah,
one of the many you referred to as Sparky, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I was very dismissive with him, and I told him he should get a new career, 2 words, pizza delivery, something like that. But
was that in the line, or did you ad-lib pizza delivery?
Oh, I could say I ad-lib. Let's give it to Hank, a team player. Give it to Hank.
Team player. Oh, man. Yeah. I remember that. The first SportsCenter commercial that I was in was the one where we passed Kerry Strug around.
Yeah.
Remember she, because Bella Caroli carried her in his arms after she hurt herself in the Olympics. And we were passing her amongst all of the on-air anchors. And the last one, I think it was Gary Miller, passed her to the Michigan State Spartan mascot. Oh. And that was the end of it. And I think her mom was behind the scenes not happy about her being passed around amongst a bunch of SportsCenter anchors in the newsroom. Oh. That one went well. I mean, that was as good as any. Craig Kilborn here on the Rich Eisen Show. We have some elements. We have some producing elements for you.
Love when you guys put the effort in. You guys are great.
Well, the effort is I might have just called somebody from our past and say, hey, how would you like to help produce a segment with Craig Kilborn?
I love Gus.
We love Gus. I love Gus as well. First one we have for business for Craig Kilborn. We play a little game around here called Celebrity True or False, where we ask about things from your history and see if they are true or false. And we've got some excellent production value because I know you appreciate production value.
Yeah.
Craig Kilborn. Yeah. Right, roll it. Go for it.
Oh, nice.
Celebrity True or False.
You can't handle the truth.
All right, celebrity true or false with the one and only celebrity, Craig Kilborn. Just got two for you here.
Okay.
All right, first up, true or false, Pooh Richardson once sent you a fruit basket as a thank you for all the shout-outs you gave him on SportsCenter.
That is true. That is true.
A Pooh fruit basket.
And I immediately gave it to Carl Ravitch.
Why? Because you're not a fruit guy? Or?
I don't eat fruitcake, but it's a fun word.
What was it, like an actual like you're sitting in Bristol, Connecticut one day, or you're in the offices and a fruit basket came to the studio?
Wait, was it a fruitcake or a fruit basket? What was your question?
Fruit basket. You said a fruit basket.
Okay, I thought it was a fruit cake. Yeah, it was a fruit basket, and I gave it to Carl because I'm a good person, and there he is. Played for the Wolves, played for the Clippers, knock, Pooh's there. We did all of them. And then people would toss them to me, the cold and Pooh season. And
did Pooh Kachoo?
That might have been the best.
That might have been the best one, right?
Yeah.
Pooh Kachoo.
So that would be true.
I sent you a fruit basket. Thanks for all the mentions on SportsCenter.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. All right. Second one for Craig Kilborn. True or false? Robin Williams once sent you an autographed Jumanji movie poster that's framed. Did he do that? I almost
followed up the Pooh story by saying, and I also got, but yes, that is true.
He did?
Yeah.
No kidding?
Yeah.
Where do you still have it somewhere?
I know. These things were in the garage. I don't collect a lot of memorabilia. I have from the CBS Late Late Show. I think they're worth something, but a lot of NBA jerseys. Mm-hmm. So when like the Sixers played against the Lakers in the finals, that's when Allen Iverson stepped over Tyronn Lue in the corner.
Right.
The Sixers, we had somebody on from the Sixers, not Iverson, but they brought me a jersey, Sixer jersey with my name on it, signed by Allen Iverson. So I have a bunch of, I think at least 8 jerseys.
Yes.
Are they worth anything? They're in the garage. What should I do? eBay charity? Or what? Should I go to give them to charity or just...
Well, you're the collectors in the room.
Bring them in here. We'll assess.
Yeah.
We'll take a look at it.
Worth something?
Probably.
What you've got, like a jeweler's loop?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what for a jersey or something like that?
We'll go over it with a fine comb tooth and we'll figure it out.
I've got a Kevin Love jersey signed, Timberwolves jersey signed.
Okay.
Yeah. Bunch of them.
Do we know if Robin Williams was just a fan or did somebody arrange for it?
I assume it was the promotion company, the people in that department saying, Robin, just sign this. We're sending it to this guy that you know nothing about.
You never know. And so you and Gus got together and decided, like, I'm going to say Jumanji when a ball's jammed through the hoop.
I don't want to ruin it for people. I had a lot of these in my head, but I always encouraged Gus, and he in the control room, he just whispered it in my ear and right before the show. And
Gus is a genius.
We would do pop culture references. I remember I thought Letterman did a great job hosting the Oscars, and sadly they never invited him back because they criticized him.
For the Oprah.
That's
Uma
the one
thing?
I did for Stockton Malone, Uma to Oprah. Yeah, I did that.
For Stockton and Malone?
Yeah, Stockton Malone, Uma to Oprah. Yeah, but joyous times.
They were. Craig, I have nothing
2
but
a.m. It doesn't like staying awake till 2 a.m.
Well, you did 2:30.
Yeah.
It wasn't 2 a.m. They were the 2:30 half-hour sports centers before they got re-aired all throughout the day.
Yeah.
Can you imagine ESPN used to put a 9-hour-old program on in the late morning?
Yeah.
Like that would never happen again.
Yeah.
That will never happen again. But that's what you just were paving the way.
Yeah.
Craig. You were just paving the way, Craig. Back to ESPN again, 30 for 30. Podcast that premieres next week on Tuesday, July 22nd. Craig Kilborn hanging out with us for the rest of the hour. How many ESPYs did you ever go to? Did you ever go to an ESPY or no?
No.
Never once. Never went to an ESPY.
I was asked to host it once when I was at Daily Show.
So you left ESPN.
Yeah.
They cut you out of the Don't Walk commercial because you had the temerity to walk.
Yeah.
And then they circle back and say, would you like to wind up hosting the ESPYs anyway?
And they said, don't tell. I declined. I was busy. I didn't want to do it. I was trying to focus on the Daily Show. But they said, please don't tell people we asked you to do it. And I haven't until today. So how many years is that?
That's about 20. Well, I've been gone 22 years.
Yeah.
So this has got to be over a quarter century old piece of news.
Yeah.
Okay.
You pulled it out of me, Rich.
Look at this.
The interviewer.
Don't tell anybody. I think the statute of limitations or the non-disclosure.
Nobody cares anymore.
No. I would disagree with that.
Okay.
I would disagree with that.
Okay.
So you were asked to host an ESPYs. Was it back in Radio City, back in the days of that?
I was in New York, and it was at Radio City. Yeah.
My gosh.
Yeah.
Who was it? Was it Walsh? John Walsh asked you?
No.
Who was it? Moramant?
The guy who went to the NFL Network?
Fred Godelli.
No.
Oh.
Bigger than that.
Stevie B?
Yeah.
Stevie B.
Yeah.
Asked you to do it.
Rich, do an imitation of Steve.
Then you'll do the show? I mean, I don't care if you left, whatever.
Is that
my favorite?
Rocky Balboa?
Steve, Steve. I don't know. I got this cough. I can't get rid of it. Steve Bornstein is my rabbi. He was smart enough. He hired me twice.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The ESPN and NFL Network. Yeah. Okay. So that would have been wild because Stu and I were, as Dan and Keith called themselves, the old Muppet Men up in the
Oh, that's right.
Up in the Radio City side booth.
Yeah.
And when Dan and Keith were done with that show, Stuart and I did it. They did the pre and post show.
That's great.
At the ESP Awards.
That's great.
Yeah. So could have looked down and seen you on the stage of Radio City Music Hall. Look at that. I know you did the Cable Ace Awards one year.
I did that.
That one I know.
Yeah.
Because I was sitting in the audience with John Walsh and Norby Williamson, who are former executives at ESPN, John is one of my favorite people on the planet, and I was sitting in between them as SportsCenter lost to MLB Network for the first time. They were not happy.
Yeah.
Even if it was a Cable Ace, they couldn't. They wanted it, So you were on the stage. I remember that.
Yeah.
Craig Kilborn. We go way back like a car seat.
It's we're getting older, but we look the same.
I agree. Well, I'm just trying to follow your lead, sir. Okay, we've got.
I have one JJ McCarthy question for you.
Sure. What do you got?
Is he going to be better than Bo Nix? I have
great question.
I'm surprised that Bo Nix was that good, but okay.
Yes.
But and I have more than one question. But what is the ceiling? I'm a Troy Aikman fan.
Yes.
Both as a broadcaster, but as a football player, I loved his pass to Alvin Harper in the championship game up at Candlestick Park when they went on to win a Super Bowl.
Yes.
But will he be as good as Troy Aikman? Because everyone, you're saying
he's a Hall of
this.
Famer, Craig.
But you're
three-time
raving
Super Bowl
about
champion.
him.
Listen,
how good is he going to be?
All I can tell you is this is a kid who's still a kid. So when you're talking about Troy Aikman, that's very high praise. Back on the Rich Eisen Show radio network with Craig Kilborn asking me, is JJ McCarthy going to be as good as Troy Aikman? I can't tell you he's a Hall of Fame quarterback, clearly. What I can tell you is, and you asked, is he going to be better than Bo Nix? Bo Nix, the reason why he was good in two different ways, in my estimation, is one, the coach he was attached at the hip to is Sean Payton, aces. Two, he also had 60 starts in college. JJ doesn't have that, but what JJ had was 2 stellar seasons with Jim Harbaugh in his ear. And now he's bringing what he did, obviously, at Michigan to the next level, and he's attached to the hip with the reigning coach of the year, who is dynamite when it comes to connecting with a quarterback. So the fact that he's got Kevin O'Connell in his ear and Jim Harbaugh in his DNA is some outstanding footing. And he's also a kid, he put like a smiley face on his hand to remind himself to get out of your head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he said he used to take football way too seriously.
Yeah.
And so he's mindful. He's athletic. He's got a big heart. And he also knows that what's in front of him. And I don't think he's like, I'm a national champion. Look out. He knows he's got to earn it. And he knows he's got a quarterback coach / quarterback and coach together with Justin Jefferson right there and terrific, teammates around him. So he's set up, is what I'm saying.
Okay, a couple things. I heard someone say he can be if he's just an average quarterback or slightly above average, solid.
Yes.
Vikes are going to do well. Like, don't screw it up.
Correct.
And the other thing is, if I'm KOC, especially at the beginning, especially at Soldier Field at Chicago.
Monday night.
Week 1. Run the ball, protect them a little.
Sure.
Run the ball.
Yeah.
And then pick your spots.
Right. I mean, obviously, and they picked up Jordan Mason from San Francisco.
Bingo. Yes.
So you can split the carries.
Exactly.
Amongst, with Aaron Jones, who's terrific. They're set up for success. I can't tell you that JJ McCarthy is going to be a Hall of Famer, but obviously I love the kid.
There's one other stat I want you to know. You probably know this. They said he didn't pass a whole lot at Michigan because
they ran it quite a bit, right?
But the stat was on third down. He was really effective on third down.
Terrific. And he also had weapons that he would find, and he beat Ohio State a couple times, and one time with his arm in Columbus. And shut the whole place down, and it was great. But that's my opinion of JJ McCarthy for you right there. I'm sitting at the Rich Eisen Show desk, furnished by Grainger, right here on the Rich Eisen Show. 844-204-RICH is the number to dial. It's furnished by Grainger with professional-grade products for every industry. Grainger has you covered. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. I've got 5 questions for you, Craig, before we go out of Dodge right here, if you don't mind.
I don't mind, and I'll get in trouble if I don't mention my mighty Timberwolves. We've back-to-back Western Conference Finals.
Yes, sir.
As my friend Kyle Tighe likes to say, these are the golden years of the Timberwolves, and maybe, just maybe, we'll win a championship in the next few years. Who knows?
Craig Kilborn is caping for his T-Wolves. Why not? All right, 5 questions with Craig Kilborn. I need some music, Mike. Why don't you play the music you play for Chris when it's a non-NFL piece of business for our top 5 lists and stuff like that. 5 questions with Craig Kilborn, everybody. Here we go. First one: start, bench, cut. Bud Grant, Mike Zimmer, Kevin O'Connell. Start, bench, cut.
Well, that's a really tough one. I'm a big fan of Mike Zimmer, and because he used to sleep at the office and he's tough as nails. This is really difficult. I can't. Bud Grant, I have to show respect. I'm going to start Harry Bud Grant, Horseshoe Harry, played for the Minneapolis Lakers, led the team to the Super Bowl numerous times. If he would have had his version of Spygate, we would have won a Super Bowl. Just to stay, I have to bench KOC. I'm going to cut Zim only because he's retired, but I love Mike Zimmer.
Understood. The correct answer is anything. Any order would have been correct.
Okay.
That's number 1.
I take the game seriously. I don't cop out.
Any of them. Number 2, for 5 questions with Craig Kilborn. You can listen to only one Barry Manilow song for the rest of your life. Which one do you pick?
I'm glad you asked, because I always choose one that's not quite as popular.
Right.
It's called Somewhere in the Night.
Oh,
we'll just go on burning
song,
right somewhere in the night. A lot of modulation, a lot of crescendo. I interviewed him. And I said, you build and you break through the wall, you modulate at the end, and I'm on a manna high when I listen to manna low. And he said, you get me, Craig. And backstage when he met me, he looked up and said, you're such a tall boy. Anywho, Barry Manilow.
Unfortunately, the correct answer was Mandy.
Yeah,
Mandy.
very popular.
She came and she gave without taking.
Yeah.
But the key thing also is there's always a key change. Don't forget the key change in the Manilow song. There's always a key change. Modulation. Boom, boom. All right, number 3 and 5 questions with Craig Kilborn. Bear versus trampoline, scary or hysterical?
For me, because I'm a little more sophisticated than people, civilized, I think it's scary. The young people love it. It's an old video we used to show on the Late Late Show. There it is. They think it's hysterical.
So what's your answer?
I just gave.
Okay, scary.
If I can do anything with bench, starter, cut, I can say anything I want here. Okay. But I'm saying for me, it's. For the kids, it's hysterical.
Okay, that's the correct answer.
Okay,
hysterical. Here's the geography portion. Okay, number 4. Within 10, how many municipalities are there in the great state of Montana? Within 10.
23.
129 is the correct answer. Yeah. All right.
You're counting Butte? Oh.
Craig Kilborn, everybody. Fantastic. 5 questions with Craig Kilborn right here to close out hour number 2 on the Rich Eisen Show. Here we go. Last one. On your last Late Late Show, you danced one last time. What was the song you danced to?
Ooh. I think it was by the Ohio Players Love Roller Coaster.
Yes! Wow! The big fan Finish. You got it right. Wow. Love Roller Coaster by the Ohio Players.
Remember that song?
Of course. How do you
You're a kid. I don't know if you know this stuff. Ohio Players.
Wasn't that fun down memory lane?
Craig,
You're such a tall boy.
Craig, it's Tuesday, and I just want to dance.
Yeah.
Why'd you choose that song?
It's something about some of the instrumentals, the arrangement made me laugh.
Okay.
It was easy to
The Love
move.
Roller Coaster?
Yeah.
Okay.
Love Roller Coaster.
Love Roller Coaster. An interesting
We used to do,
selection.
we'd have some of the guests come out like Carmen Electra to Me So Horny by Two Live Crew.
Yeah.
What's the guy's name? Luke, what's Campbell? Luke,
Yeah, Luke Skywalker.
Luke
what's
Campbell.
his name?
Uncle Luke.
Yeah, Uncle
He
Luke.
sued the production company it was a long process because we were kind of taking chances at the beginning with walkout music.
Okay.
And we were playing Me So Horny when Carmen Electra would walk out, or one of the Victoria's Secret models. And we'd play that song because it made us laugh. And then we got sued, and I didn't.
Well, Worldwide Pants did,
Worldwide
right?
Pants.
So Letterman got sued.
Yeah.
Did you hear from Dave?
Not on that, but we didn't. I don't know what happened after that. We just played really basic music, like generic music or something.
Permission rather than forgiveness? No, thank you.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like
yeah.
you gotta do it the other way around
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah.
You're making omelets, man.
Yeah.
Some eggs had to get cracked. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Craig Kilborn, As I Live and Breathe. A new 30 for 30 podcast premieres next Tuesday, July 22nd, Chasing Basketball Heaven, and the Life Gorgeous podcast with Craig Kilborn. That's available everywhere you get your podcast.
Great to see you, brother.
Great to see you, too. I love that right there. The ascot, the drink, the whole thing. Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.